Hey everybody, I'm going to talk about the bridge to 10 strategy, or we might also call it up or down through 10 strategy. And I'm going to show it to you three different ways. First, I'm going to use 10 frames to really show you. And in the classroom, of course, we would be using blocks or counters or lots of manipulatives to do this, to really practice it a lot. However, we're on quarantine and I don't have those here, and chances are you don't have them at home either. But you could use rocks or something else out in nature, or Lego blocks. But anyways, using the 10 frames. So I already drew my 10 frames. And if I have a question like 8 plus 7, lots of people find this one of the hardest facts to know for addition. It is hard. A lot of people really struggle with it. There's multiple strategies we can use, and I'm obviously going to use the bridge to 10 on this one. So for my first 10 frame, I'll have my 8 in there. I always like to do it to make my 10 frames like I'm reading a book. I start at the top left, work my way right, and go down. And down here, I will have my 7. All right, so here's my 7 and here's my 8. Now it's a bridge to 10. The way I explain it to our students is that you actually take some over a bridge to make one of your 10 frames 10. So if I have to make this a 10 frame, so I'm actually going to take 2 from this 7 and make 8 a 10. So I'm taking these 2 over a bridge. Okay, so they're now gone, so I have to get rid of them over here because they went over the bridge and made that 8 a number 10. Okay, so I took them over. This is now 10, so I'll put a 10 here. There's 5 left over here, and we know that 10 plus 5 is 15. Okay, this is a great tool to use. However, it's not super efficient because it takes a while to draw the 10 frames. So another tool that I really like is an open number line. So I'll do a different question that's also pretty tricky. Whoops. 7 plus 6. A lot of people have a hard time with this one as well. I'll use an open number line. An open number line means it's wide open. You can use any numbers you want on it. It's really important to draw the arrows on our number lines though, because that's a symbol that our number line goes on forever in both directions. Don't worry about talking about negative numbers other than the temperature until they're much older. So we don't want to confuse them with that, but we want them to know that numbers go on forever in both directions. Okay, so with the bridge to 10 strategy on an open number line, I have to have my arrows, I have my line. I'm going to make my first tick mark right here. And I'm going to start with the number that is closest to 10. That's 7. So I put my 7 there. Okay, now I need to get to 10 from 7. So I'm going to take some of that 6, like I would have done on my 10 frames, and I'm going to go to 10. Well, I know that 7 plus 3 is 10, so I would make one jump of plus 3. If you don't know that 7 plus 3 is 10, that's something to practice, but that's okay. I can just count on ones. So I could have done this. Plus 1 would be 8, plus 1 more would be 9, and plus another 1 would be 10. So I had 3 hops or jumps, however you want to call them, to get to 10. That's why I did one large jump of 3. Okay, so now I have to make my new tick mark because I'm at 10. And from there, I've already taken 3 of that 6. So I know that there's 3 left. So I have to make another jump of 3. Another plus 3. Try your best to make your jumps the same because they're worth the same. My jumps of 1 are smaller than my jump of 3 because 1 is a smaller number than 3. And I fit 3 pretty much the same inside my big jump of 3. Okay, so I know that 3 plus 3 is my 6, but I need to know what 10 plus 3 is 13. Again, If you didn't know 10 plus 3 is 13, that's okay. You can count on your 6 more from here, or 3 more from here. So 1, 2, 3, which would bring the total of our 6. And that would be 11, 12, 13. So where you end is your answer. So the answer is 13. I'm going to do another open number line question without all the little jumps. So I'm going to speed this one up a bit. So if my question is 9 plus 5, I have my open number line. I'm going to start with the number closest to 10, which is my 9. So I make my tick mark. I put 9 here. I know that 9 needs 1 more. So I take a jump of 1 to get to 10. So I'm at 10. I've used 1 of my 5. So there must be 4 left. I'm making a jump of 4. And I'm using these arrows to show the direction I'm going. Anyways, so I'm at 10. I add my jump of 4. That brings me to 14. My answer is 14. Okay. Now I'm going to show you another way to do it, the last one for this video. And that is just if you have the question and we're kind of using our head, maybe making a couple arrows to help us remind us where we are in our question. So if our question is 8 plus 6, another difficult one for people to do. 8 plus 6, I'm going to start with the one closest to closest to 10, which is the 8. I'm going to borrow 2 from that 6 like I did on my 10 frames or my number line. So I'm borrowing 2 from this 6 to make this an 8, this 8 a 10. So now I have a 10. Okay, and I borrowed 2 from that 6, so there's 4 left over. 10 plus 4 is 14. And that's 3 different ways to use bridge to 10 or bridge up through 10. This is addition. I'll do another video on subtraction. Thanks. Have a great day.